Hello all, I am the Holland Phantom, and for today's video we're going to be having a live battle from the base set through fossil format. On one side, we've got the Exeggutor deck, going against the Clefable deck on the other side, with both lists created by 3-time world champion Klaczynski. The Exeggutor deck is going to be focused on loading up Exeggutor with as much energy as possible to then use its big explosion attack for massive damage, while Pokemon like Mr. Mime and Mewtwo can be used as backup attackers. And the Clefable deck is going to be focused on using Clefable's Metronome attack, which can copy any attack from the opposing Pokemon, and Hitmonchan can be used as the backup attacker, along with Dodrio, which can also support the team with its Pokemon Power Retreat aid. So we'll see which of these two decks can take the victory today. But before we begin, I'd like to highlight our fan picks for the week, so a big thank you to Discord users Echo and Poner of Souls for submitting their Pokemon pictures. And if you'd like to have your Pokemon pictures featured in a future video, please be sure to join our Discord, which I'll link in the description below. And like always, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and to my Twitter account, at Holland_Phantom, so you don't miss out on any new Pokemon TCG content. And now with it out of the way, let's get into the battle! And here we go, the battle has started, with both players to bring over their starting Pokemon. On the Exeggutor side, we've got Scyther as the active Pokemon, and on the Clefable side, we've got Doduo as the active Pokemon, with the Hitmonchan and the Clefairy on the bench. The Clefable side is going first, attaching a Fighting Energy to the active Doduo and attacking with Fury Attack, flipping 2 coins, and they're both going to be tails, so the attack does nothing. Okay, now over to the Exeggutor side's first turn. They're going to be starting off by benching a Mr. Mime, and activating Energy Removal to discard the Fighting Energy off the opposing Doduo. Okay, now they're going to be activating Professor Oak, discarding the rest of their entire hand to draw 7 brand new cards. So it looks like they didn't have any energy to start attaching just yet. Okay, let's see what they got off this new hand. Okay, there we see an Execute coming down to the bench, and a second one, so 2 Execute coming down so far, and one of them is going to be getting a Psychic Energy, and that's going to be it. Turn passes back over to the other side. Player starts off by using Build to draw 2 cards from the deck. And there we see the first evolution coming down. Clefairy evolving into Clefable, and there we see energy removal from the Clefable side to discard the Psychic Energy of the Execute. And now Clefable's going to be getting a Fighting Energy, and it's going to be jumping into the active spot. Doduo retreats for free, and there's the attack. Metronome, and then Metronome's going to be copying Scyther's Slash attack, hitting for 30 damage. On the other side, okay, a really quick turn, just a Psychic Energy on the Execute again, and then passing right away. Back over to the Clefable side, Fighting Energy on Hitmonchan, another Metronome attack, once again copying Slash for another 30 damage. On the Exeggutor side, there we see a Psychic Energy coming down to the Scyther, followed by Super Potion. Super Potion discards the Psychic Energy and heals 40 damage off the Scyther, so it's down to just 20 damage on it. And there we see another energy removal, getting rid of the Fighting Energy off the Clefable, followed by another Professor Oak to draw another 7 cards from the deck. So let's see if they get any evolutions now. Both of their Exeggutor still in their basic form. Okay, we do see 1 evolution so far. There we see Bill now to draw 2 more cards out of the deck, followed by another Bill to draw another 2 cards out of the deck. A lot of cards drawn so far. The player has to be careful not to deck themselves out. There we see Pokemon Trader swapping out a Chansey from the hand for any Pokemon from the deck. And it's going to be the second Exeggutor. So finally, this turn we have both of them coming down onto the bench. It's going to be the main attacker of the deck with its big explosion attack. Okay, but they're still not going to be attacking. The player passes their turn once again. On the other side, there we see another Fighting Energy on the Clefable, once again using the Metronome to copy the Slash attack. Scyther's down to just 20 HP left. On the other side, there we see the Exeggutor gets a double colorless energy, and it's finally going to be coming into the active spot. There's the attack. Big explosion. It's going to be flipping a coin for every energy attached to Exeggutor, so it's going to be a total of 3 coins flipped, and they're all tails! So it did absolutely nothing. Okay, the turn passes over to the Clefable side. Clefable also gets a double colorless energy. There's the attack Metronome to copy the big explosion, flipping 3 coins. And they get, okay, just 1 heads, so hitting for 20 damage into the Exeggutor. So Clefable's using big explosion better than the Exeggutor is. Okay, there we see another energy removal, discarding the double colorless energy off of Clefable. There we see a Psychic Energy coming down to the bench Exeggutor this time. There's the attack, big explosion, flipping 3 coins once again. And it's 2 heads that time. Okay, so it hits for 40 damage. Clefable is down to 30 HP left. So 2 more heads on the coin flips, we'll take the KO. Then we see another double colorless energy coming down to the Clefable now. Followed by Professor Oak to discard their hand, draw 7 cards. Okay, they're also going to be looking for their evolution for the Doduo to evolve into Dodrio, along with some more Clefairy and Clefable. Okay, there we see a Pokemon trader swapping out Doduo from the hand, so they might be searching out the Dodrio now. Oh, actually, no, it's going to be the Clefairy coming down. Just in case the active Clefable gets KO'd, they're going to try to establish another one as quickly as possible. There's the attack metronome to copy Big Explosion, flipping 3 coins. And, okay, 1 heads. Yeah, that's it. Just 1 heads. Once again, hitting for another 20 damage. Exeggutor is down to 40 HP left. Okay, there we see a second Psychic Energy coming down to the bench to Exeggutor. There's the attack once again. Flipping another 3 coins. Just needs 2 of them to be heads to take the KO. And yeah, it's going to be it. 2 heads, hitting for 40 damage, and Exeggutor is going to be taking their first prize card. So it's going to be 5 prizes to 6 now. On the other side, Doduo comes into the active spot. Clefairy evolves into Clefable, which then gets Fighting Energy. And there we see Energy Removal to get rid of the double colorless energy off the Exeggutor. And now the attacker is going to be the Hitmonchan, hitting Exeggutor with its jab attack. So now Exeggutor is down to 20 HP left. Another jab will take the KO. Okay, there we see a third Psychic Energy coming down to the bench to Exeggutor. And, okay, it looks like it's going to be attacking with Teleport this time, sending itself back to the bench to promote the Scyther. Scyther does have the resistance to Fighting-type Pokemon, so Hitmonchan cannot damage it. Okay, on the other side, the Doduo evolved into Dodrio to activate the Pokemon Power Retreat Aid. So Hitmonchan could retreat for 1 energy to promote Clefable, and then Clefable copied the Slash attack to take the KO against Scyther. And now both sides are tied, 5 prizes remaining apiece. Okay, on the other side, there we see the Exeggutor with the 3 energy come into the active spot. And the player's going to be activating Pokemon Trader, swapping out a Scyther from their hand for the 3rd Execute coming down to the bench. And there's the attack, Big Explosion, flipping 3 coins. And it's going to be 2 heads, hitting for 40 damage total. So pretty good attack. Just 30 HP left on this Clefable. So let's see what the other side can do now. Another Clefairy comes down to the bench, along with the Super Energy Removal to discard the energy off Clefable and 2 Psychic Energy off the Exeggutor. And there we see a Pokemon Center to completely heal Clefable. So undoing all the damage that was done by the Exeggutor. Now there we see another Fighting Energy coming down. And there's the attack. Big Explosion, flipping 1 coin. And it is going to be a heads, hitting Exeggutor for 20 damage now. And now the Exeggutor's player is going to be activating Energy Removal, discarding Bill from the hand to get back 2 of their discarded Psychic Energies, so they can attach one of them to their active Pokemon. There it is. And now Big Explosion is going to be flipping 2 coins. There's the attack. Here's the coin flips. And they're both going to be heads. Once again hitting for 40 damage. So if it wasn't for that Pokemon Center on the previous turn, this Clefable would have been KO'd. Alright, there we see another Doduo coming down to the bench. Oh, it looks like the Metronome copied the Teleport this time, sending Clefable back to the bench to promote the Dodrio now. And now Exeggutor is going to be getting a 3rd Psychic Energy. And there's Big Explosion, flipping 3 coins this time, hitting for 40 damage into Dodrio. Oh, things are not looking good for the Clefable player now. They're taking a lot of damage from this Exeggutor. There we've seen Electabuzz coming down to the bench, and it's going to be jumping into the active spot. And turn passes. The player has no more energy, so it looks like this Electabuzz is going to be... Oh, never mind. I thought it was going to be the sacrifice for the turn, but the player does have a Gust of Wind to bring up their opponent's Clefable. This might be the KO. There's the attack, Big Explosion, flipping 3 coins. They just need 2 heads. And, okay, they only got 1. So Big Explosion only hits for 20 damage. Clefable still has 10 HP left. Okay, let's see what they get. Do they get another energy? No, they got another Clefable to evolve their Clefairy. There's the attack. Once again, attacking with Teleport and re-promoting the Electabuzz. Okay, the Exeggutor player is going to be activating Computer Search, discarding Chansey and Bill from their hand for any card from the deck. And the chosen one is going to be the third Exeggutor coming down to evolve their benched Execute. And there's the attack, big explosion, flipping 3 coins. And they're all going to be heads, hitting for 60 damage. Exactly enough to take the one-hit KO against Electabuzz. And it's going to be the second prize card taken by Exeggutor. There we see the Dodrio coming back into the active spot now. Okay, and the player finally gets a Professor Oak to draw a new hand. 7 cards are drawn. Let's see what they get. They're going to be needing some more energy to keep their attacks going. There we see a Bill now to draw 2 more cards out of the deck. And there we see the Pokemon Trader swapping out Hitmonchan from the hand for a second Dodrio. Now the player has access to 2 Retreat Aid, reducing the retreat cost of all their Pokemon by 2, so now Clefable and Hitmonchan can retreat for free. And there we see another Pokemon Center, completely healing all the damage off Clefable and Dodrio, but it does discard the energy from the Clefable as well. But they do have another energy to attach onto their Hitmonchan now. Speaking of which, Hitmonchan is going to be jumping into the active spot. And there we see Gust of Wind to bring up the heavily damaged Exeggutor. It's down to just 20 HP. So the jab attack will take the KO. There's the attack. And now the Clefable player is going to be taking their second prize card. Okay, Exeggutor comes back into the active spot now. It's got 3 energy, so potentially hitting it for up to 60 damage. A double colorless energy was attached to the benched Exeggutor now. And there's the attack, big explosion, flipping another 3 coins once again. And, oh, just 1 heads this time. Hitting for only 20 damage. Okay, back over to the Clefable side now. It's going to be super energy removal to get rid of 2 energy cards off the Exeggutor, but also getting rid of the energy off the Hitmonchan. But the player does have a replacement for the jab attack. So Exeggutor is down to 40 HP left now. Okay, the player does have another Psychic Energy, so they can attack with Big Explosion for 2 coin flips. And they're both tails! So 0 damage coming through this turn. Really quick turns coming back and forth. Double colorless energy comes down onto one of the Clefable. There's another jab attack. Exeggutor is down to just 20 HP left. And what can the player do? There we see a Ghastly coming down to the bench. And there's, yeah, big explosion, flipping 2 coins. Okay, they're both going to be heads that time. Hitting for 40 damage. And Hitmonchan is down to just 10 HP left. No cards are played, going straight for the jab attack, taking the KO against Exeggutor. And now Clefable is taking the lead. 3 prizes to 4. On the other side, there we see Ghastly coming into the active spot. And it's actually going to be retreating to promote the Exeggutor. No more cards are played. There's the attack, big explosion. They just need 1 heads, and they're both heads. Hitting for 40 damage to take the KO against Hitmonchan. And now the game is tied up once again at 3 prizes remaining apiece. Okay, once again, it's going to be Clefable versus Exeggutor. There we see a second double colorless energy coming down to the Clefable, so it can flip 4 coins now for big explosion. Let's see what they get. 1, 2, just 2. Hitting for 40 damage. Okay, we see all the damage coming down. Exeggutor has lost half its HP already. So let's see what they can do in return. Okay, it's going to be getting a Psychic Energy now. Oh, but the player has a Super Energy removal to get rid of their Psychic Energy, but also getting rid of both of the double colorless energy off the opposing Clefable. So 4 energy taken off the board. And there's the big explosion, flipping 2 coins. And they're both tails! Oh no! Oh, there, it's okay. Okay, turn passes back over to the Clefable side. What's going on? Okay, the player's going to be using Item Finder, discarding Dodrio and Electabuzz for any trainer card from the discard pile, and they're going to be choosing the Energy Retrieval. Okay, now Energy Retrieval is going to be activating, discarding Bill from the hand that time for 2 Fighting Energies from the discard pile. There we go. So Clefable can at least hit for 20 damage, potentially with the big explosion attack. Oh, and they also have an energy removal to get rid of the double colorless energy off the Exeggutor. Alright, there's Metronome, copying Big Explosion. And they got a Tails. So 0 damage coming through from the Clefable side, back over to the Exeggutor side now. They have their own energy retrieval, discarding Lass. I think it was Lass. To get back 2 of their Psychic Energies. So pretty much the same move that was just played by the other side. Okay, Psychic Energy comes down to the Exeggutor. And attacking with Big Explosion for 20 damage. Okay, so let's see what the Clefable player can do. Attaching a second Fighting Energy to their active Pokemon. Attacking with Big Explosion in return, flipping 2 coins. Okay, they just got 1 heads. So Exeggutor is down to just 20 HP left now. And now we see Mewtwo coming down. Mewtwo gets a Psychic Energy. And there's... oh, it's going to be a Teleport attack that time. Sending Exeggutor to the bench to promote the Ghastly. Okay, now Clefable's going to be using Metronome to copy the Lick attack. Hitting for only 10 damage. They got a Tails on the coin flip, so Ghastly is not paralyzed. Okay, on the other side, the player's going to be activating Mr. Fuji to shuffle the Exeggutor and its energy back into the deck to take all the damage off the board. And they're also going to be passing the turn. No attack coming through from their side. Then we see a Fighting Energy coming down to the bench Clefable now. And there's the attack again. Copying Lick. Hitting for another 10 damage. And still no paralysis. Okay, on the other side there we see a Scyther coming down to the bench. Which then gets double colorless energy. And turn passes. So the new attacker is probably going to be the Scyther after this Ghastly retreats. It takes another 10 damage from Lick attack. Okay, no cards are played. Really quick turns. No cards are played by Clefable either, going straight for the attack. Okay, and they finally get a heads. So Ghastly is now paralyzed, it can't retreat. And it's down to just 10 HP left. And again, no cards are played by the Exeggutor player. They don't have any energy cards. Okay, going for the final Lick attack, taking the KO against Ghastly. And it's going to be the 4th prize card taken by Clefable. Now Scyther comes into the active spot. The player's going to be activating Item Finder, discarding Mr. Mime and Professor Oak for... okay, for energy retrieval, so they can get back some Psychic Energies to enable the Scyther to start attacking. Discarding Lass with the energy retrieval. And there's both of the Psychic Energies. Okay, so the Scyther should be able to take the KO over 2 turns. Yeah, there's the slash attack. Hitting for 30 damage. Clefable is down to just 20 HP left. Okay, so let's see what the other side can do. Oh, they're going to be activating another super energy removal. Discarding a Fighting Energy off their active Clefable to discard all the energy off of Scyther, so it can't attack anymore. And there's Metronome to copy the slash attack. Scyther takes 30 damage. So it's down to 40 HP left. On the other side, there we see a Psychic Energy coming down to Mr. Mime now. Okay, the player's thinking about what to do. Okay, so the Scyther might be retreating. Yes, Scyther does retreat to promote Mewtwo, and now it's going to be attacking with Energy Absorption. Getting 2 discarded Psychic Energy back onto itself. So it's fully powered up to start using its Cyburn attack. But Clefable is resistant to Psychic-type Pokemon, so Cyburn would only be dealing 10 damage. Oh, but the Clefable player has another Gust of Wind to once again drag up the Scyther. And they also have a plus power to boost the power of their slash attack for 40 damage to take the KO against Scyther, and now Clefable is down to their final prize card. They can win the game by just taking 1 more KO. Okay, the player's debating what to do. They're going to be promoting Mr. Mime now, which then gets second Psychic Energy to fully powered up. And there's the attack, Meditate. Hitting for 10 damage, plus 10 more for every damage counter on Clefable. It's going to be a total of 60. Minus 30 for the resistance, but still enough for the KO. Okay, the next Clefable comes into the active spot, gets a plus power. And now it's going to be using Metronome to copy Meditate. Hitting for 20 damage. So the Mr. Mime is down to just 20 HP left. On the other side, there we see another Execute coming down to the bench, followed by Energy Retrieval, discarding Gust of Wind to get back 2 of their Psychic Energies. Okay, one of the energies is going to be coming down to the Execute. And now... Okay, looks like Mr. Mime is going to be retreating to promote the Mewtwo. So Mewtwo can take at least one hit from this Clefable. There's the attack Cyburn, hitting for... yeah, just 10 damage because of the resistance. Also, I didn't notice the Clefable player's really low on deck size. I think there's only like, what, 2, maybe 3 cards left? Okay, they didn't play anything. They just attack with Metronome to copy Cyburn, hitting for 40 damage. And now Execute does evolve into Exeggutor, which then gets a second Psychic Energy. And now Mewtwo's going to be retreating to promote the Exeggutor. There's the attack, Big Explosion, flipping 2 coins. And hitting for 20 damage. So Clefable still has 40 HP left. Okay, no card to play it again. Metronome flipping 1 coin. And they got a heads, so it can deal 20 damage. And now Exeggutor's going to be getting a third Psychic Energy, so it can flip 3 coins. It needs at least 2 heads to take the KO. There's the attack, Big Explosion, flipping 3 coins. And they're all heads! It hits for 60 damage, taking the KO against Clefable, and taking their 5th prize card. Both players are tied, 1 prize remaining apiece. Okay, on the other side, we see Dodrio coming into the active spot, and the player draws their final card. Okay, but they are going to be dropping a Hitmonchan, which does get fighting energy. Oh, and the player's an item finder, discarding 2 Professor Oak. Okay, this should be the game if the player just gets back their Gust of Wind. Yeah, Gust of Wind to bring the Mr. Mime back into the active spot. It only has 20 HP left. Just enough for the Hitmonchan to take the KO. Hitmonchan jumps into the active spot, attacks with Jab to take the KO against Mr. Mime to take the final prize card, and there's a handshake! Clefable is your winner! So what did you guys think of that battle? Let me know down in the comments below. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video to help this channel grow and reach new viewers. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, this is the Holland Phantom logging out.